Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday to you, and welcome to Billievers Talk. My name is Joe, and welcome to this breaking news, another breaking news edition of Billievers Talk, where we bring you all the Buffalo Bills news regarding free agency. The draft is coming up. I have a draft video coming out today at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, so make sure you look out for that. And we keep you updated on all Buffalo sports news as the Buffalo Bills have signed yet another player to bring into the 2021 NFL season. And guys, I'm not going to lie, I'm actually pretty excited about this pick. So guys, as you come in here, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like this video, leave a comment. You know how these live chats work. Love talking to Bills Mafia as you guys roll in here. And the Buffalo Bills, Brandon Beane, back at it again. They're just doing crazy things right now. Now, we, again, don't know the contract details. I imagine that cannot be too much for the most recent Buffalo Bills signing. That's FA Obada, who the Buffalo Bills just signed, defensive end / defensive tackle. We'll talk about his versatility a little bit. We'll talk about his time in the NFL, as he is the first player ever to make it out of that international program. Hey, Major. Hey, Ray Dizzy. Good to see you. Beefing up the defense, absolutely. And we're doing it here with FA Obada. Big guy, 6'6". See what he can do. Great ad, man. Has a crazy life story. Corey comes in, and yes, we will talk about that as well. Born in Nigeria in 2014, he became a part of the British National Association for Football, something like that. I got right here. British American Football Association National Leagues, and played for the London Warriors in 2015. He was an undrafted free agent, spent some time going to, I think, the Chiefs and the Cowboys for a little bit, not getting any playing time before landing in Carolina in 2018. And like I said, he is the first player. I mean, I want to talk about Christian Wade for the Buffalo Bills, right? Being part of that international program. Obada is the first player to be part of the international program to make it onto an NFL roster. So he made history in that way. Roger Goodell introducing that international program for players to try to get a head start, get a free jump at making it into the NFL. They get the teams to sign them, get that free roster spot, that free practice squad spot for a year. We saw Christian Wade on that for the past 2 years on the international exemption list. Now, this year is going to be very important as far as Christian Wade is concerned, due to the fact he no longer has that exemption tag. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Buffalo Bills do with him there. But we do see F.A. Obada sacks Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, and Matt Ryan. He had 5 sacks last season. And as Joe Black just brought up, pretty big names that he sacked last year. So last year, he started in one game, only has one start in his career, and that was last season. He played in all 16 games last year for the Carolina Panthers. And as I just said, 5.5 sacks. If you look at his numbers, they remind me a lot of Jordan Phillips before we signed him. 5.5 sacks, somewhere in that area. I think that we have a pretty good find here in Obada. I'm very excited about that. Human trafficking out of the Netherlands as a kid. Yep, was homeless in London. These are all true. Bounced around in foster homes, found football 7 years ago, and just keeps getting better. So we're talking about raw talent, right? Talking about a big guy with some raw talent. We know how much Brandon Beane and Coach McDermott like those guys who have bring in that raw talent, bring in something a little bit extra, who can continue to improve. Only 26 years of age, so has some time to improve. A young player. I'm going to be very interested to see the deal that the Buffalo Bills got here. Again, don't expect it to be too much more than maybe $1.5 million a year, something in that range. Maybe a 1-year contract, maybe a prove-it year for Obada. And the type of contract you would expect that if he doesn't do well in training camp, the Buffalo Bills could just release him. Maybe not as much money guaranteed either for Obada, but I'm very excited about this move. Again, as Corey said, crazy life story. His sister human trafficked out of the Netherlands, which made them move when he was a kid. Again, he was born in Nigeria, moved to London then, and from London, again, went to foster family, spent some time homeless before finally getting a foothold on his life. And good for him and good for his family to make it work for everyone involved. But yeah, now he's here in the States playing football. Like I said, spent some time with the Dallas Cowboys, was an undrafted free agent in 2015. Spent some time on the Dallas Cowboys practice squad. Spent some time with the Kansas City Chiefs on their on their 90-man roster. And then now went with the Carolina Panthers, like I said, 3 seasons, 2018. Didn't play too much in 2018. 2018, he had 2 sacks for the Carolina Panthers. Then in 2019, he again was limited in time. But then 2020, 5.5 sacks, 20 combined tackles, 2 fumble recoveries. And again, like I said, he played in all 16 games last season. So this is big for the Buffalo Bills because, again, you talk about Brandon Beane and this Buffalo Bills team trying to get the best player available when it comes to draft him, trying to put themselves in a position where they can go after best player available. And when you add depth to your defensive line, because let's be honest, I'm not sure what Obada is going to add more than just depth, right? We know that they like rotating in defensive ends. We know they like rotating in defensive tackles. So you can expect to see Obada on the field all 16 games as long as he performs well in training camp, as long as he performs well enough to earn that playing time. You can absolutely expect to see him on the field. But I don't know if he's a starter, right? I don't know if he's someone that's going to shake things up as far as the starting rotation goes. And again, I'm not sure if he's the complete answer at defensive end. Not saying that you still can't go with a defensive end, but that can be said about every position right now for the Buffalo Bills, right? We pick up Emmanuel Sanders and we re-sign Isaiah McKenzie. It's like, yeah, those are great additions and they're going to help out this team. But that doesn't mean we can't pick up a wide receiver in the draft, maybe third day, maybe late third round, something of that nature. Restructured Trey White to free up $7.5 million in cap space. This is where we're getting the cap money from, because you do have to wonder where they were getting that cap space from. Rick Ward, thank you for joining me on Believers Talk. Would have led us in sacks with 5.5 sacks. Corey says, I think he would have been up there, right? He would have been close. And so we definitely add something to this offensive line. Again, guys, as you're getting in here, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, share this video. I know that it's Wednesday afternoon, a lot of people at work, so you're not getting a chance to watch this live. If you're not watching this live, let me know in the comment section what you think about this signing, because again, this signing excites me. Not saying that the FA Obada is going to, again, change the way this defense looks. He's not going to be someone who moves the needle on this defense, but at the same time, he's one of those secret signings, right, that Brandon Beane and his Buffalo Bills team have recently been able to get in years past. One of those signings that you don't see as being a big one if you're talking about other teams around the league. Or, I looked at NFL.com, there's nothing about this signing because it's one of those quiet signings, because he was down the depth charts as far as defensive ends go in free agency. Not one of those names that was at the top of your tongue. I didn't know he was a free agent until the Buffalo Bills picked him up earlier this morning. So not someone, again, who a lot of people are going to think about and say, ooh, this makes this Buffalo Bills defense legit. But like I said, if you look at Obada's stats compared to someone of like a Jordan Phillips stats before he came to Buffalo, somewhere around the same. And when you think about Leslie Frazier, and by the way, he's working with a defensive line coach now who was his defensive line coach in Carolina. So there's a little bit of continuity there, which has been nothing more than important for this Buffalo Bills this offseason. We know what they think about continuity. And let's be honest, we know what they think about Carolina Panthers free agents, right? Surprised it took them this long to sign a former Carolina Panther to the roster this season, but we knew it had to happen eventually. And this is where they finally pick him up. Of course, he's coming from Carolina, so it's been, yeah, absolutely. Of course, he's coming from Carolina. Brandon Beane, we know what they think about Carolina Panthers players. And like I said, in 2017, he spent time with current Buffalo Bills defensive line coach. So there is a little bit of continuity there that you like to see. So you know that Leslie Frazier, you know that this defense is going to put these players in the best position to succeed. And so hopefully this leads to another 5, 6, 7 sack season for Obada, and that would just be amazing if we can get that kind of production from a guy that is an afterthought for most of the NFL, right? Most of the NFL might not even have heard of this signing yet. They don't know anything about this kid, and yet here we are signing a 26 raw talent. As Corey said earlier, he didn't find football until about 7-8 years ago. I mean, this guy has some raw talent that Brandon Beane, or that Coach McDermott and Coach Leslie Frazier can really tap into and see what they have here. So I'm very excited about that. Honestly, with everything he's overcome, seems like a perfect fit for this organization's culture and everything we've been through to get where we are. My Doll will be coming back to the Bills next season. Thomas Camp, happy to hear that. There might not be a roster spot for her. She might have to take a pay cut because the salary cap, our cap space is limited, Thomas. So I know that you're excited to come back to Buffalo, but you have to take that pay cut, okay? So just be ready for that. I'm just warning you. Let your agent know. Let your Blow Up Dolls agent. Are you the agent? I don't know how this works. Or does she have another blow up agent that is really on her side? You know, if you're a blow up doll, you really don't want to have a human agent because that just leads to conflict of interest, yada, yada, yada. So, but just wanted to let you know, Thomas, I'm excited to have you back here this season to hopefully watch another great season with the Buffalo Bills. And you guys know that I'm going to be live for every single Buffalo Bills game this coming season. So make sure if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, like this video, leave a comment, yada, 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 yada. But I'm glad to have everyone in the house as we talk about, and Brian, good to see you in the house as well, as we talk about FA Obada. Again, defensive lineman, mostly plays defensive end, but can go into defensive tackle, born in Nigeria, undrafted free agent 2015. Coming over from Europe and now in the NFL. Again, was originally picked up by the Dallas Cowboys, spent time on their practice squad. Hopefully Bills allow fans in attendance again. Ray Dizzy, I hope so too. I mean, I hope that around the league you see attendance numbers go up and that fans are allowed in the stands everywhere. I hope that, because that's going to be another sign, right? Right now we're seeing signs that things are getting a little bit back to normal, right? When it comes to this this thing that I'm not allowed to mention on the airwaves. But no, when it comes to this pandemic, you see things beginning to get back to normal, just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Hopefully by August we'll know more. Maybe we can have training back at St. John Fisher Stadium. That would be nice. And then also be able to open up the stadium for fans to enjoy some Buffalo Bills football. Remember, 17 games slated this year. I haven't really looked at the schedule as far as is that extra game for the Bills home or away this year. Maybe someone can tell me if they already know. But it'll be very interesting to see what happens after vaccines. It should go up. Let's hope. The playoffs was rocking in Buffalo, and hopefully by February the Super Bowl will be rocking, and Bills Mafia will be rocking out as we watch our Buffalo Bills. It is home versus Washington, says Rick. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Hopefully in February we're watching as our Buffalo Bills play for that Lombardi Trophy. I hope that's the case, guys. I hope you join me every single step of the way. So again, join me on Believers Talk. Hit that subscribe button for continuing breaking news, including this story: the Buffalo Bills signing FA Obada from the Carolina Panthers, free agent. 5.5 sacks last season, 6'6". Again, defensive end, can be moved into defensive tackle if needed. Going to really help out with this rotation, guys. I'm really excited about this move. And more importantly, it even lends to believing more now that Brandon Beane and this Buffalo Bills team can go after best player available in the draft, right? We restructured, re-signed Levi Wallace, so that cornerback 2 could get some help. But if it didn't, hey, we're okay there. You know, about the wide receivers, like I said, we picked up some guys. We could use some help. But if we don't, hey, we're okay there. This defensive line could use some help. If we don't, we're okay there. There are so many things that the Buffalo Bills are doing right now. Very exciting for the past few seasons to watch the Brandon Beane, Coach McDermott, this culture change, this culture shift of now it's time to win, right? We got used to losing, right? And there was a culture here for the longest time of losing. Look at the Buffalo Sabres right now, that we had this losing culture, and losing breeds more losing, just like winning breeds more winning, right? You have that winning culture, you have that winning feeling. Listen, guys, it happens all over, right? If you're an optimistic person, they say optimism breeds more optimism and pessimism breeds more pessimism, right? It's just the way it works, right? So if you get used to a winning culture, it's going to breed more winning. Just look at look at this thing in Patriots, right? We hate them, right? They spent 1 year at 7-9, and look how much they're changing everything. Look how much Bill Belichick's like, no, we're not doing that again. And they're getting better. I'm not saying that they're up to the Bills level yet, but you have to admit they are getting better. And some preseason predictions, some early predictions have them possibly being like a wild card team, something like that, because they have that winning culture. The Steelers, Mike Tomlin, whether you hate him or love him as a coach, Mike Tomlin has never had a season below 500. Even when they had Duck Hodges as their quarterback, he's never finished below 500. That's something that shows a lot of respect. I admire that about him as a coach. Josh Allen is going to win Super Bowl, says Joe Get It Black. I hope so. Saying Lamont comes in. This Alaskan is in love with this offseason. Hey, Let's go, Buffalo. Who is our opponent going to be against? Yeah, so Rick said, I knew we were playing the Washington football team. I just wasn't sure if it was home or away. So it's a home game. So we have the actual home game this season. It'll be very exciting to see how that all plays out. It'll be very exciting to see how the Buffalo Bills this season can guarantee this season. I can guarantee you we don't finish 13-3. Might finish 13-3-1, but we won't finish 13-3. We're going to all the way this year if our pass rush can get consistent. And that's what this move really helps you do. Again, really helps out with the rotation. Again, not someone who is going to move the needle around the NFL. I'm very excited about this pickup. I'm very excited to add to our defensive line. I talked down here a bunch about how much I love the trenches and how much I think NFL teams constantly need to work on the trenches. I believe that there are lots of mobile quarterbacks, including Cam Newton, including Michael Vick, including Russell Wilson, including Deshaun Watson, who have lost time to their careers because GMs and coaches think, hey, I got a mobile quarterback. I don't need to invest in an offensive line. That's the wrong method to have. You should invest more in the offensive line. Let your guy be a pocket passer because that's where Super Bowls are won, when your quarterback is passing the ball. And if he needs to scramble, you know you have that weapon. But this is a defensive line move. He's going better than Quentin Jefferson. Not going to be hard, but I agree with that take. This is a defensive line move that's going to only help out this defense. Again, Leslie Frazier is going to be a guy who's going to put him in a position to succeed. When we know more about the contract, we'll get that information out to you. Again, probably a short-term year contract-wise deal for a little bit of money. Again, the Buffalo Bills don't have a lot of money, so we're going to have to spend it wisely. And I think this is a wise investment and something that at the age of 26 can continue to be a great investment moving forward. Who knows what the future holds for this kid? A lot of raw talent here, and I'm excited to watch it. I hope you're excited to watch it with me. Again, the Buffalo Bills signing FA Obada. So big move by the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion. One of my favorites this offseason as of right now. And I look forward to see how he does in a Buffalo Bills uniform. Guys, that's it for me right here. Again, I'm going to be starting my draft coverage today at 3 o'clock. Have a video already ready to go, already ready to be shown. So make sure you check that out. And then we'll be keeping you updated on the NFL draft. I'll give you some names that I really like, looking at highlight reels, and again, looking at some game film from them. I don't like just looking at the highlights. I like looking at some of the things that they might need help in moving on to the next level. Watching some of the pro days has been a lot of fun too. So make sure you keep an eye out for the Buffalo Bills. Seems to be trending upward the more he plays. Yeah, he does. He does. Again, 5.5 sacks last season, 20 total sacks, 2 fumble recovery, or 20 total tackles, 2 fumble recoveries. I think he had like 8 or 9 QB hits last year, something like that. So a big signing for the Buffalo Bills. I'm very excited about it. I hope you are too. Guys, don't forget to subscribe. If you're not already subscribed to Billievers Talk, hit that thumbs up button, like this video for continual breaking news, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this signing. I look forward to talking to you all soon. Until I do, go Bills.